I'm still flabbergasted at the way this woman behaved. It is a crystal clear example of a narcissist. Story time. So a middle-aged man came in and he was having an MI. He was having an active STEMI. We were in a very small hospital facility and the cardiac cath unit at that time of day was closed. So there were only 2 nurses and a doctor and a unit clerk on staff per shift in this ER. So both the nurses, the doctor were all in the room just working like a team of mules, pulling hell off of his hinges, just trying to keep this man alive. Trying to get him stabilized on a helicopter to a facility that could do the cardiac intervention that was required to save his life. Well, here in a minute, I hear the awfulest ruckus outside the curtain. I go out there, and that man's wife is heaving and hollering and going on. I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I'm sick. I need to register. I think I'm having a heart attack." All right. So we get her registered, and I get her on a monitor, vital signs normal, EKG normal, asking all of her questions, and I start her cardiac workup, the lab work and everything that is required, and go back to help my coworker continue to get her husband stabilized. Well, here in a second, the security guard comes to the curtain and says, "The patient in room needs one of y'all. This is the wife." So I step in there and she's sick. She needs something for nausea. Again, she looks fine as a frog hair. Not diaphoretic, not pale, vital signs good. I'm like, okay. So get her some Zofran, get her a Mises basin, go back in the room with her husband. Here in a second, same thing. Lab says the lady needs us. I step in there. She says, "Y'all are going to let me lay in here and die." "No, ma'am, we are doing a cardiac workup on you. Your EKG is normal. Everything is normal. Your vital signs are good. And we are working to try to save your husband's life right now." No response to this. So I go back in with the husband. Here in a minute, they have 2 teenage children. One of the teenage children walks back in the room with the dad, and he's crying. I'm like, "I know it's hard right now. Your mom's upset. Your dad's really sick." And he said, "No, I think that y'all are letting my mom die." What makes you think that? So he goes into this spiel that actually her EKG was worse than her husband's was, and that healthcare workers prioritize men over women, and that's why we weren't paying her no attention. We were letting her lay in there and die. Now, this teenage boy was, I'm going to say 13. He was pretty young. Well, the 16-year-old sister says, "Oh, hell no. Hell no." She walks out and goes into the room with her mother. Y'all, the gaslighting that was going on in that room, it was unbelievable. So I walk in the room. I say to the woman, "You are causing a lot of drama and a lot of work that does not need to be happening and taking resources away from saving your husband's life. Everything is normal with you. Is there something else that you want from me that could make you feel more heard, more seen?" This is what she said. "I would like y'all to pay the same attention to me that you're paying to him." She couldn't stand that he was getting the attention, that the children were worried, that all the staff was in there. And when she registered, she couldn't tolerate no one paying attention to her. I can't imagine the hell this man lived throughout his life. I really can't. I don't know what happened on the other end when he got to the other side and if he got a cardiac cath, if he lived or not. But I've often thought, what a horrible life these children have lived and will live, especially if their dad died.